I think it was this one. Wow. Libra, welcome to your session. We are going to take a look at some messages for you. Keep in mind that, and this is an enlightenment session. Disregard. So we're going to pull some enlightenment messages for you. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, your enlightenment session will be uploaded. They are done. I just need to buff out the background and I will upload those. So definitely make sure that you subscribe so that you'll be able to be notified when those are released. For the most part, you'll be able to go to the playlist. And let me make sure that name the Pathways of Enlightenment. So your Pathway to Enlightenment message will be uploaded in the playlist for the Pathway of Enlightenment. Actually, I don't think I'm going to do that. The collective, all 12 zodiac signs, that's where that will be. Just don't mind me, listener, and Libra. It's just, I have to make sure that it's right. And so, if you haven't checked out the Pathway to Enlightenment, there are 2 collective sessions that are available, okay, that are already there. So once I'm done doing all zodiac signs, then I'll do the collective. Normally I do the collective first, and I just realized that I didn't do the collective first, and there's a reason for that. I wasn't supposed to. I am a reader. I do not force anything. If my mic is disrupting, my apologies. It is not intentional. Let's see. So let me just get this other deck for you. Just one moment. I don't want to rip the box. The brief is still in this session going to be postponed this month. Let's see how we're going to do this. I need more clarification on how I'm going to do that with you, Libra. All right. Most High, thank you so much for blessing me with the gift of intuition. As an intuitive reader, allow this Pathway of Enlightenment session to bring clarity, confirmation, and understanding for my Libra. Thank you. All right, Libra. Remember, this is a general reading, not a personal. And all I ask of you, Libra, is that you do not force any of the channel messages. Hopefully, you can hear me clearly. Let me make sure the volume is pretty much high. All right, so what is the Pathway of Enlightenment message for my Libra? You're being asked to trust the journey, Libra. Make sure there's any other cards. All right. It is safe for you to operate in your originality. And, once you figure out, Libra, how to manage the traditional aspect of yourself, you're going to be okay. What you don't see is the safe space for you to be able to originally show up in your original self. And in pertaining to the time frame of how long it's going to take you to be able to truly, freely embrace your inner child, time will tell. I'm not going to say, Libra, It's going to take you a year. It's going to take you 2 weeks. It's going to take you 90 days, because to heal the whole inner child, it's not about knowing thyself. It's about knowing your inner self, your inner child, and truly knowing that that inner child is in a safe space. And that's where you'll know you're one with self, is because when you show up, there is no restraints. That's how you know you're safe in your own arms. So, Libra, trust your journey when it comes to figuring out how to manage traditional aspects of yourself that at this time you deem as a safe space, but really they are familiar trauma spaces that you've been accustomed to, and you think they're protective mechanisms, and they are not. Actually, they are cheating you from this embrace of truly operating on what you enjoy out of life. If you don't know what you enjoy in life and you're trying to figure that out, don't worry about that right now. Right now, you need to focus on creating and managing a safe space for your inner child, so that when you're out in the world, when you're out in town, when you're dealing with people, when you're at work, or even when you're in your own home space, you want to be able to enjoy every minute, every time, and in timing. And when I say enjoy every minute and every timing, this is the point where let's just set time blocks from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. You're going to focus on, releasing the smile energy. And it's kind of like you setting yourself up for success to create a safe space for your inner child. And you're creating a new system that's going to override the traditional self that it feels like a comfort space, but really it's a trauma space. And it prevents you from truly operating in your original self. Okay. And so this is not a challenge. Okay. It's not an obstacle. It's not a test. This is a journey where you're going to go on to trust yourself. It's like getting to know yourself, truly being willing and openly willing to understand yourself. Even, the childish side of yourself that you can't stand, the flaws of yourself that you refuse to acknowledge. You know how there's a child and the child could be rude. You're going to have to be willing to accept your rudeness. The child who is just so disrespectful, you're going to have to accept the disrespect that you disrespect yourself. You're going to truly have to understand who your inner child is. That's what you're being asked to do when it comes to trust journey. Have these tools to be able to trust the journey, and you have to surrender. And what you have to surrender, Libra, is worrying about how people see you. And the way you see yourself is negative. You cannot perspective that you have of yourself and write the negative things down. If it is positive, write the positive perspective that you have of yourself. Now, let's focus on the negative. And this is how you're going to start building that trust with yourself. And you're going to slowly see your inner child open up. And your inner child will open up on its own because you won't have any restraints. The negative aspects that you perceive of yourself, Libra, which is judgment. Okay. Both are judgment, positive and negative, but we're going to focus on the negative. Write down five I can't just focus on the negative. I have to include the positive. Your assignment, Libra, is to write down 5 perceptions that you have of yourself. No, write down 6. Write down 3 and write down 3 positives and align them. So it would be 1, 2, 3, right? There will be 3 lines. And so you will put positive and negative on the top as rows, okay? And the positive will be on the left and the negative will be on the right. Actually, have the negative on the left and the positive on the right. And whatever positive that is across from the negative, do they align? Do they coexist with each other? Okay. And that's the part when Libras, you come into tarot world, you want us to give you the answer, but you don't want to do the work. And that's fine because that's your business. And I'm not the one to be the bearer of bad news. You have every right when it comes down to what you want to do. But the last thing that I would want is for you to never know how it feels to operate in with your inner child. Okay? To truly be one with self. And so surrendering, your assignment is to surrender your perspective of yourself and to accept what you perceive yourself. And yes, it is judging yourself, but be honest. Don't sit there and think like, no, just be honest. You know, if you see flaws of yourself, write down those negative flaws. Okay, start off with 1. We'll tackle 1 at a time. We'll tackle 1 at a time. All right. For some of you, it could be overspending. And that has nothing to do with self, but within yourself, in order for someone to do overspending, it is something within yourself, some type of rush that needs to be filled. And when it is fulfilled, it doesn't last that long. Then you're wanting more fulfillment. And so once you come in oneness with your inner child, you will then be able to operate your true age. Okay. I wish I would shell, but it's not, because the pathway of enlightenment direct message here is for you to surrender your perspective of yourself at this time. That's the direct message. And as time progresses, you will see the shift once you're able to accept those perspectives, whether they're negative or positive, because that perspective will no longer be impactful if it's coming from anyone outside of you. Okay, so moving forward, Libra, what other messages do you have for Libra? I can't apologize. I had to get those channel messages out. And when those messages come out like that, Libra, where I feel like I'm being tight-tongued, when I feel like I'm under pressure, that lets me know I'm part of the collective too. Libra, it's not just you. You have other zodiac signs that have Libra placements. And you have zodiac signs who are temporarily in your energy. Those who are supposed to accept the perspective of who they have of themselves, they will be in your energy, Libra. People come into Tarot world and they want to know the answer, or they want to be ahead in time, or whatever your in-depth, whatever your reason on why you watch tarot or show up for tarot. That's your business. But what I want you to be is successful on your healing journey. I always want you to have a safe space to come, whether if you resonate with the message or not. At least you will be able to transfer that information to someone else who comes on your path, and you can deliver the message. You get what I'm saying, Libra? It's bigger than this. So I'm being guided to tell you, Libra, stop thinking small and think big. What other messages do we have for Libra? Thank you. When this comes out like this lets me know there's two sides of the story. When it comes to your childhood, I'm not focused on two sides of the story. We can't change what has happened to you, but you can change your experience moving forward. How you heal from the past, it's going to be up to you. Okay? There is no rush. There is no pressure. So now that I got that out of the way, we have courage and compassion coming out of the way. So I'm talking to, this is two sides of Libras. My Libras who are mean to themselves, you're going to continue to be mean to yourself. Okay. In layman terms, you're going to be hard on yourself. You're not going to lighten up on yourself. And this type of hard on yourself, there is no progression. It's just, you're constantly telling yourself you're a mess up. You're constantly saying, I don't do things right. Okay. And, it's going to take time for you to decrease that hardness that you place upon yourself. The door of discovery and the door of wonder. Like I said, no one's pressuring you. When you're ready, you'll be ready. All right. To create this safe space and minimize the traditional trauma comfort space of your inner child. I want you to be able to freely be you, to freely operate in you. So what does that mean? You have to learn to trust yourself. Okay. And how are you going to be able to do that? By investing in yourself. And the investment of trust that you will be investing is self-care. Give me a self-care message for Libra. Give me a self-care message for Libra. Air sign. Thank you. Calm. You have to be patient with yourself. As you accept your perspective of yourself, Libra, you are going to have to tame yourself, not in the nature of out of control, but in the nature of keeping yourself cool. Because the cup energy is yin energy, and yin energy does deal with darkness, and in darkness things are cool. And so you need to create this safe space, and it will come to pass. You will create this safe space, but it's going to be on your timing. And I don't want you to deceive yourself and say, oh, SGL said it's on my own timing, and so you procrastinate. It's time to self-center yourself and accept this door of compassion and be more kind to yourself instead of hard. Okay. All right. I love you, Libra. And that is not because I have a YouTube channel. That's because that is my job, and my assignment is to love. And regardless if I did have a YouTube channel, that's just my nature. I deliver pure love. I do not deliver tough love. Love is kind and love is gentle. And that's what I advocate. And that's what we practice here in the SGL community, healthy love. Don't forget love is kind, Libra, and don't forget love is gentle until we meet again.